morning dawns brightly for our adventurers, in stark contrast to the grim darkness they had left just days before. Standing before the brave company lay the sprawling city of Baldur's Gate. A throng of people, a crowd of refugees, separates the travelers from their destination. Refugees escaping the ruins, or not ruins, of Elturel have fled to the relative security of Baldur's Gate on the Sword Coast. The brave company also travel from Elturel, but with a different goal than safety. They are escorting a young girl of 10 and her guardian, Dara and Goran, to the Temple of Ilmater in the lower districts of the city. Originally from Elturel, Dara and Goran somehow escaped the sad fate of so many others from their home city. Elturel, once considered a most holy city, blessed by the gods with special protection from an entity known as the Companion. Almost 50 years ago to the day, the Companion appeared over the city, casting a cleansing light that drove away the demons assaulting its walls. With this protection overhead, heroes of Elturel were able to seal the gates into Avernus, and thus usher in 5 decades of peace. But the Companion's favor turned sour. For now the entity cast utter darkness over the land, and consumed Elturel in turn. Not destroyed, consumed. As if a giant hand scooped the city from the earth, leaving only emptiness behind. Leaving only a giant hole, too big even for the questions of the survivors to fill it. Our company gazes upon the disorganized, restless crowd as people attempt in futility to enter the city. Flaming Fist guards block entry into the city at the direction of the Patriarch, the ruling elite who fear the influx may overwhelm the city's resources or worse, bring the terrible fate of Elturel to the doorstep of Baldur's Gate. But our adventurers remain undaunted. A captain of the guard, Zaj, stands to the side of the main gates directing the crowd as well as his own squad. Other guards attempt to organize the refugees and sort those who may enter from the rabble. Weighing their options and ignoring the bleats of Goran's faithful goat Clyde, the party members take action. Alizania breaks away from the group to seek contacts who may help ease the party's passage into the city. Perhaps with a little assistance, the adventurers and their charges may bypass the guards altogether and slip into the city unencumbered by bureaucratic burdens. The half-elf ranger slides easily and comfortably through the masses, finally locating her quarry. A member of the Zentarum, a less than official organization in Baldur's Gate, is willing to assist, for a price. Glaire Sirisk offers to smuggle the group into the city, but it will cost a pretty penny. A penny the group may not have at the moment. Elise mulls this option as she winds her way back to her friends, attempting to calm distressed refugees along the way. Meanwhile, Delar, a half-orc fighter with a jaw almost as chiseled as his abs, approaches the captain with Wabira Honeypot, halfling druid extraordinaire, perched gamely atop his shield, which he holds aloft. Together they negotiate another entry method into the city. As ill luck would have it, Baldur's Gate is beset by a string of seemingly related murders. Delar suggests to Captain Zaj that, with his experience as a guard of Elturel, his party would be well suited to investigate these murders. The captain agrees and offers entry through the gates as well as a payment of 200 gold pieces upon completion. He recommends starting at a tavern called the Elf Song. A spy in Zaj's employ by the name of Tarina frequents the tavern and may have insight into the murders. The captain believes they are being committed by a group known as the Dead Three. Tarina has dealt with the group in the past. Perhaps she can make the necessary introductions. Oblivious to the efforts of his comrades, our fourth hero attempts subterfuge to wile his way through the gates. Jorn Skamos. Calm, cool, and collected Jorn Skamos, although he's anything but. assumes the visual identity of an unwitting member of the Flaming Fist through the use of illusory magics. Under this false pretense, he attempts to persuade Captain Zaj of the great import of information possessed by a seemingly random little girl accompanied by an old man. Captain Zaj does not appear convinced, but begrudgingly agrees to meet the girl and her companion to assess the veracity of this claim. The supposed information? The whereabouts of Duke Ulder Ravengar, missing since the events of Elturel some few days prior. Upon returning to each other's company, our brave heroes mull their options and agree that becoming private detectives, however temporary, is the best means to entry. Captain Zaj ushers them through the gates with clear instructions. Upon passing the stone arches of the fabled city, our heroes immediately seek out the Temple of Ilmater. Dara is greeted by a formal procession on the steps of the temple with much reverence, thus completing the first portion of our hero's journey. But a murder investigation still awaits. The elf's song proves no challenge to locate, but its patrons are a tougher sort. Tarina can be located in the upper lounge, gambling her evening away in seeming contentment. When our brave band approaches, her first reaction is one of invitation. Do our heroes care to gamble with Tarina and her compatriots? Only Wavira takes this offer, while Delar looks on in disapproval and Elise looks on in curiosity. Skamos doesn't look on, he only looks out. And as the first hand ends, we find that Wavira is not as good at gambling as she is at making friends. With a little druid crafting and some kind words, she wins back through friendship the gold she lost through bad luck. Bona fides established, Tarina gets down to business. She doesn't entertain requests, she makes requests, and grants favors in return. Her first request is to deal with an unpleasant remnant of her past. An unruly pirate recently returned to port. Could the party make him go away? Elise quickly forms a plan that requires the little bit of mischief at which Skamos excels. He disguises himself as a busboy, interposing himself between the pirate and Tarina. Delar resolutely, if perhaps a bit drunkenly, guards the stairs above. Wavira leaps from her seat near the bar as the pirate captain jostles with Delar and secret Skamos. Elise encourages the barkeep to summon the bouncers to the fight. But did the busboy, secret Skamos, just shoot a firebolt? No, it must have been the pirate. Wavira slashes a henchman down. Delar soundly strikes another while the bouncers lumber forward. The pirates lash out in fury, to no avail. Delar's shield and equally tough skin stymie their every effort as Wavira cuts into them again and again. Elise continues her merry banter with the barkeep, more amused than concerned. She knows her party is more than equal to this task. Outnumbered and outmaneuvered, the second henchman falls to Delar's skilled swordsmanship. The angry, bloodied pirate captain realizes the same fate soon awaits him. He turns to run. The ground at the tavern door erupts in a torrent of twisting, thorny vines. The pirate captain struggles, but is caught fast in the bramble. Delar lunges forward and strikes the captain soundly, which may ultimately have been a Pyrrhic victory. The mighty blow so alarms the captain that with a sudden burst of strength heretofore unseen from him, he bursts free of the vicious weeds. As if the very hosts of hell were behind him, the captain flees into the night. A final ice knife from Wavira fails to slow him, and we are now left with a broken tavern and a jubilant party. Victorious, our band of heroes turn to the stairs, eager to truly begin the next chapter of this adventure, and to level up.